Okay, so part two of the story. So that 23rd morning, I leave Laikipia. Who do I have? Two DCI officers. My friend, uh, do not pray at times to find yourself in a situation where you have to be tracked. The two officers, one was so mean, like mean looking. This guy had the worst, well, look that I've ever met, that I've never met before. Yeah. And he looked so like so mean, like even the look itself, like scaring. This guy looked like maybe his daily working like involved squeezing blood out of frogs and maybe eating crocodiles live or something like that. I mean, he was just bad looking, man. But the other guy was friendly and kind of deceiving. You know that look that can pass for a maybe even a minister or a pastor or something like that. You know, those guys who just smile and those guys who laugh and one moment they are smiling and immediately they switch and the look is completely different. Those are the two types that I was given. Tribe, both of them Kalenjins. But one was Nandi, another one was Tugen. I lived in Eldoret, so at least, and Nandi and Kericho and Bomet, so at least I got to understand the different sub-tribes they are in. So, quick fast, let me try and be fast so that at least, we move this story very fast. So we live Laikipia County, drive, go down all the way to Nakuru, and then head to Wasingishu, Eldoret. Remember, these are officers, and remember, you have been told and assigned and told that you're going to take care of their costs. These guys, bana, in car costs, they do, get to Nakuru mapema, as in it was not because we left Laikipia quite early. Get to Nakuru and the guys are already hungry. I even wondered kwani how watu walikuwa melala wapi. But anyway, I needed help, so I didn't complain. So got into some nyama choma joint. Took some nyama choma there, tukajibonda vizuri, and then embarked on the journey. I had sold my car, but I had to hire a car in Laikipia, and then of course fuel, and then I'll carry the two guys and head to LD. So from Nakuru, cruise, all the way to Eldoret. Before we left Laikipia, the guys had to track. See, I gave the number. I had to give the number of the auctioneer. So the guys tracked, and they actually tracked him to be in Eldoret. So we're like, fine, so let's go. Go to Nakuru, tracked again, still in Eldoret. We drove. I think we tracked almost from between Nakuru to Eldoret. I think the guys, because they were liaising with another officer who was left behind, who was helping with the tracking. I don't know how these things work, but that's what was happening then. I don't know whether things have changed now. And another thing is that the tracker would locate, and it would not tell immediately. It would take some time before now they can be told, yes, actually the guy is somewhere else or wherever he is. So, sorry guys, I think my voice is a bit hoarse today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but the story will still flow. So we get to Eldoret, and we make the first stop, I think, where was it? Baringetuni Plaza, I think, there, and the guys track, and they locate him somewhere towards the outskirts of Eldoret towards Nandi. And so now we get into tracking this guy. Now remember, I told you that the tracking, how it was working was that it would track and then refresh, and then you'll need to keep on tracking, and so that you're able to tell. But now we went that direction trying to look for this guy. When you go there, tracked again, last with your colleague tracked, the guy already left the place, gone to this other, came back to town. We came back to town trying to locate him. The guy had actually, again, while we are waiting for the coordinates and where he is within Eldoret, but he kept moving. He was on the move. He was on the move. So every time every time they would last with a colleague to be able to track where he is and get the coordinates, the guy had moved from where he was before. I tell you, we tracked that guy. There was a point where I think we followed him up to one of the hotels within town. And then when we got there, and then the tracking refreshed, the guy had already left. And now went to those other sides of which side? Those other sides of Kitale Road or something like that. Went that direction, tracked him again. He had come back to town. Came back to town, tracked him again. He had gone to which side of Jerusalem or I don't know where. I got frustrated. At that particular point, I'm wondering, Kwani, how do these things work? I mean, surely, you mean we can just be playing cat and mouse, hide and seek here town, and we are not nabbing this guy? I mean, surely, Kwani, what sort of technology is this? And remember, for me, the plan is to be able to track him as soon as possible, maybe nab him, get the car or get to know which direction we are taking, so that we go back, so that I possibly we don't spend in Eldoret, or we incur as least cost as possible. Let me tell you, Maina, we tracked that guy the whole day, and it was just here, there, here, there, here, there, everywhere. Now, something that I need to say is that when we go to Eldoret, first of all, we had to go to the DCI to report, for them to be able to introduce themselves there and officially record their presence. And then now we embarked on tracking him. We tracked him the whole day. And lastly, the guy had left town, so went towards there's this place I'm forgetting, E10, the E10 road. So it was quite frustrating for me, but you know what? There's a reason why those guys are hired to do the job. So what we decided is, they said, by the way, our technology seems like is not giving us precision in terms of where this guy is, so becoming difficult. We need to know whether we can be able to pick any of his friends. Now this is where it's getting interesting. So I remember the guy who introduced me to the auctioneer, that guy. So I called him, man. Of course, I told him we are coming to track that guy and I'm with the officer. So he was like, yeah, sure. I mean, please come track him, pick it up, man. He cannot be playing us for fools. So at that particular point, this was around 6 p.m., that 23rd of July 2015. I decided to call him. The officers tell me, by the way, call this guy. So he comes, and then we have a sit down over. Of course, at some point we had to stop the search, eat again, another lunch, and then at this particular point now we had to meet over a cup of coffee and now discuss. So my friend joined me, because my friend knows the auctioneer. The officers decided to use another friend. So he was asked, by the way, do you know? First of all, he was asked, do you know where he stays? No, my friend did not know where the auctioneer stays or stayed. So the other question is, do you know any of his friends, either within the business they do or within his cycle? Now, lucky enough, that preceding weekend, this auctioneer had an altercation with one of his best friends. What were they fighting over? Mambo ya dunia, okay? A lady was involved somewhere. So, and they had a serious altercation in one of the joints. So, and then apparently, remember I told you the auctioneer was well built. So apparently this guy was beaten up. So yeah, so he was not in really good terms with his friend. So that became a good target. Do you know where this friend lives? I have his number. Okay, call. Hey, Niaje, how are you? Nini, and all that. Where are you? I'm home actually. We have a problem. Can you help us? Yes, sure, no problem. So we drive. I don't want to say which direction, because he might watch this and get to know which one it is. Altercations they usually have with many. I mean, those are boys and boys clubs. So we drive to where this guy is. and we have a conversation with him and tell him, you know what, we are looking for so and so. Apparently, this guy was given an assignment, paid, went picked a car, or confiscated a car, and then disappeared. So we don't know whether he has the car or he does not have the car. The guy was like, kwanza this guy hata ni mkora. Huyo mtu hata hii biashara hata haijui. This guy is not a good guy. Actually, I've had so many clients complaining about the same thing. So yeah, so if you're after him, then sure enough, please do. Yeah, so we're after him. However, we do not know where he lives and would like your help with that. Are you willing to help? The guy said, yes, I can help. But quick, fast. What you need to do. Munanifungia ngapi zangu? Changu, nifungie changu. Then the guy wanted like around 6 Gs. I told him, bana, come on. 6 Gs, man. This economy not tricky. Half of it. 3 Gs, no. I was like, no, I cannot take 3,000 for that. Maybe 4 Gs. Fine, 4 Gs it is, because I mean, I felt like I could give 4 Gs and then we nab him very fast. Now we save on the other costs. So great. So we'll give you the 4 Gs. However, once you take it to his place, and once you've showed us where he is, then that will be fine. And the guy said, fine, no problem. So we can't go now because we don't know whether we're going to find him. But what we'll do is tomorrow, early morning, pick you or pick me up around 6 morning, very early morning. I will drive you to his place, show you his house. We are not going to like directly go. I'll just stop somewhere, show you his house, and then you have to return me back to the main road and let me go, and then you can go after him. Sounded like a good deal. Very fine, fast, no problem at all. So we had a very good next plan and way forward, and we decided, fine, I think that's the direction we're going to go. So these are officers as usual. That night, yeah, I had to cool off their feet in LD. Get them to a joint, buy them a few here and there for the night, get them a place to sleep, provide for their meals and everything. And we did all that. We returned the following day, early morning. Left Eldoret where we were sleeping, the hotel. Drove to where this guy was. Sure enough, the guy was there. Alikuwa ameamka mapema sana. Picked him up, drove towards a particular road, outskirts of Eldoret. Left the main road and then went a bit off the road, down the hill, turned left, and the guy told us, now you can stop here. And then by that particular time, it was, I don't know what season it was, but the sunrise was quite early. And so he told us, you can see over there, that house, just beyond this ridge, beyond this valley, that particular house, that big white house, that is his house. In fact, he must be the one seated out there in shorts. It was sunrise. And so you're like, yeah, he's that one. Actually, he's the one. So, sure, please drive me back to the main road as we agreed. Give me my part, muniachie changu, and you guys continue with your work. Sure enough, we drove back to the main road. 4 Gs. The guy, we actually had to wait for the guy to get a mat to leave. So the guy got into a mat and left. And so we went back before it was too late. So we drove all the way to his house. And sure enough, the guy was seated outside. I was furious. I wanted to just grab him myself. But you know what? I decided, well, I mean, why do the work myself? And that mean guy and this other friend jumped out, talked to him in Kalenjin. Yes, nina boyoto, blah 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 blah. I don't know what ID. We are officers. We have tracked you here to pick you because we want the car. Where is the car? Grabbed. The guy was in shorts and vest. Lucky enough, he was with his phone and slippers into the car trunk.